If you've ever had the opportunity of playing this historic masterpiece of a video game, then chances are you've seen players do some crazy glitches. But actually, today I'm here to prove to you that these aren't glitches. You see, the devs actually intentionally left these gameplay elements because they're part of the story. A story that just makes perfect sense. Our protagonist, young Link, struggles to get out of his bed every morning because he hates his life so much. All of the forest children hate him and bully him because he has a very unique disability where he walks backwards when he gets too much anxiety. Link's only friend in this mush pit of a forest is this annoying green-haired girl. And speak of the devil, there she is. Link backflips off his home and walks backwards anxiously away from her. He hates her and he can't stand her. He's got better things to worry about after all. He's being led toward a treasure chest, which supposedly the fairy said will make all his problems go away. However, Link does have some pretty sick moves. He would be great on the dance floor. It's too bad he never gets invited to any of the forest raves. Those kids are just so mean to him. But what's this? He's got a weapon now. He could finally teach those forest kids a lesson. It certainly is tempting for him. Even when he gets a fairy, he's still excluded from them every single day. Surely, this is the viable solution to all his problems. But how could he be so sure? This could take a lot of planning, so he must go to the woods. As he backflips and does all these sick moves towards his destination, Link has now finally reached his favorite spot to think. He realizes bragging about having a sword might be a bad idea. Of course, that's what he had planned, not killing them. What? Why did you think that? Link may only be 9 years old, but he's already going through the bipolar teenage stages. He slashes his sword, and the fairy stops gravity inside of the water, and it sends him here. What? Link has no clue where he's going, but he has a strange sensation that it's a good direction. Link is now becoming very rich. He's gonna summon a paparazzi of Minecraft villagers at the rate his bank account of emeralds is growing. Link's next destination is Kakariko Village. He's packing in dough, so he's sure to get some attention there, especially from the ladies. Link may be only 9 years old, but he's down bad. And what's this? He's been stopped by a homeless owl. He doesn't have time for these peasants. He ignores the owl and refuses to give it any money. He knows that that owl will 100% spend it on drugs. Now, Link finally makes it to Kakariko Village. The sun was setting, but now the sun will not set. For some reason in the Kingdom of Hyrule, when you enter a town, time just freezes, and no one knows why, but they all just go with it. It's almost like that was what the homeless owl was trying to tell Link, but his ego has grown so much from becoming rich that he just assumed it was asking him for money. Word has gone around of a mysterious figure in this village, and her name is the Chicken Lady, and he wants to win her over. He believes in order to do this, he must A, become rich, which he's already done, and B, take care of her chickens for her and do some major pet sitting. The reason that she can't physically take care of any of her own chickens is because she has a disability, much like Link does. She's allergic to her chickens, and if she were to ever physically touch any of them on accident, she would get AIDS. Link is almost complete with his mission. He's finally going to win her over. He is a huge simp for this woman. Even though he's 9 years old, he's confident that because he's a rich, nice young man, he will win her over. He can be her short king. This is the hardest manual labor Link has ever done in his life, and he truly understands what some people have to go through now. It's almost humbling to him. Link approaches the Chicken Lady and proudly tells her that he finished saving all her chickens, and in return she gives him a bottle? At the very least, it could have been an OnlyFans link. Link is pissed. He's so upset. He doesn't know what to do now. He has no friends. Maybe these bugs will want to be his friends. He kidnaps the bugs and decides to go back home and cry himself to sleep. He returns home, and as you can see, nothing has changed. Only two things. He's rich and he has bugs now. Forest Girl tells him that he is invited to a party where he can get drunk with all the other kids and get alcohol poisoning. That sounds like a great time. Link buys a shield, which is required to pass the bouncer to the forest rave. So, now, Link heads over to Mido the bouncer, equips his shield, and finally, he'll be allowed to party with all the other kids. They always excluded him, but now that he became rich, they'll want to be his best friend. And he decides to let Link in. He is so excited. It's like SpongeBob finally getting to go to the salty spittoon. Except he's not gonna slip on an ice cube. In fact, he's gonna do so much more. He gets a stick! This stick will become very important later. Finally, Link approaches the rave zone. And what's this? It's a giant tree. He must go inside it. It looks like he was late to the party. There's no one here, and it looks like there's been no one here for ages. There's cobweb everywhere. Perhaps maybe the basement is where all the fun stuff happens. He needs to get there as quick as possible, and to do that, he needs to get this nut. He also decides to get a slingshot too, just in case he needs it. But this will also become very important later. You see, the narrative so far has been simple and very easy to understand, but it's about to get a whole lot more complicated. Link does a quick backflip and then uses his nuts to stun the spider. After that, with some precise movement and a precise sword tap, he manipulates himself onto the top layer of the basement. And now, he can slowly, and I mean very slowly, push this box over so he can light a torch and finally make it to the basement. There is definitely a quicker way to light the torch, but he's too lazy and he's not good enough at speedrunning to do it yet. Regardless of this, he confidently heads over to the torch and is ready to now burn the cobweb and lend himself to the bottom layer. Now Link is attacked by a piranha plant from the Mario Bros. Series. And now he's made it to the basement and there's 3 more bouncers and he has to play baseball with them in a specific order in order to open the door. Link prepares himself for what's ahead. He finally has reached the dance floor, but there's no one here. The door abruptly shuts behind Link and he looks straight ahead only to see what was his old elementary school teacher. The kids could never learn division, and so it devoured them all, and now it's going to devour Link next. Link is not prepared for this. He is very low on his energy, and just one mistake could... Oh man, it appears that both forces have met their demise. The elementary school teacher that devoured the children has died. But also, Link is dead too. It appears it's a lose-lose scenario. No one's going to win. The children never learned to do their math. Instead, they spent all their time partying, so their teacher ate them. And now Link is dead. But actually, he's not. He's immortal. That one shouldn't really be a surprise. Link makes his way back to the room where he met his demise. He tries to talk to the bugs. He wants to know who's responsible for all this. Who's responsible for all the evil in the world. The bugs tell him, Link, you must do backflips into that blue thingy. But you have to do them carefully because you have to land on the very edge of that blue thingy. And only then can you play your sword like an ocarina. Only then will all evil become banished. Link does as they instruct, but it doesn't work. He's super upset. He throws his nuts on the floor in rage, and he decides he's just gonna go back home and continue to live his miserable life. But what's this? The bugs were telling the truth. It appears the bugs were the key for everything. They helped Link get to Ganon's castle. This is where all evil exists. And now, Link must activate a secret elevator that's on this floor, but there's no buttons for the elevator. So to call the elevator upward, Link has to swing his sword in certain ways, and then finally use his slingshot to activate it. But it appears the elevator malfunctioned, and it took him to a void of empty darkness. So he side hops 13 times to escape the void, turns around, walks backward, and just like that, Link now ends up at the bottom of the castle where he meets Zelda, and Zelda's an adult for some reason. Link carefully follows Zelda and tries to not hit any stationary rocks, because if he does, there will be a rip in the space-time continuum and the entire universe will end. The castle now collapses very slowly. After nearly 5 hours of a super dramatic cutscene of the castle crumbling, it is finally time for the final battle. Link can unleash all of his anger on this demon that's about to appear. Zelda hears a noise that freaks her out, and she tells Link to go see what it is. It's at this point he uses his levitating ability to seem like he's the same height as her, and act like the alpha male that he truly is, even though he's only 9 years old. He equips his stick and slashes towards the danger, and just like that, the demon has been summoned. It's Goliath. That's right, this is a David and Goliath battle. Why do you think he has the slingshot? Goliath tries to intimidate Link with triangles, but it doesn't work, so he becomes a massive demon. Look at this thing. Surely a slingshot's not gonna be able to kill this beast. He's gonna need more than that. The demon yoinks the Master Sword that Link never even got out of his hands, and now he's hopeless. He can't even show his face to the camera, he's so scared. But the fairy has just delivered some news to him. He has in fact learned that he is actually not a forest child. If he's not a forest child, what is he, you might ask? It turns out that Link is actually a Jedi Master. He transforms his stick into a lightsaber that does an obscene amount of damage. It's an unstoppable weapon of death. And now, the beast is already weakening. Zelda tells Link to come get the Master Sword. However, he is a Jedi Master now. He does not take orders from anybody else. Not even Order 66. Which he somehow survived. He even survived being murdered by Anakin Skywalker. As crazy as this is, he is ready to deliver the final blow to the beast, but he has to charge his lightsaber up again. Jedis are never supposed to act out on their anger, but Link's doing it anyways. He doesn't care. He's gonna go to the dark side. It's inevitable for him at this point. Zelda seems so disgusted by this that she wants to vomit. But she charges up Link's lightsaber for him one last time, and he can deliver the final blow with this stick of a weapon. He tears the beast up and unleashes all his childhood trauma onto it. Ganondorf tries to act out one last time, but Zelda uses the power of friendship and magic to banish it to the Shadow Realm for all eternity. Now that Link has become a Jedi Master, he is now in an adult body. But Zelda does not care for this at all. She says, "Link, I cannot be your girlfriend, because that would make me a pedophile. You're still a child." She demands that he give him his ocarina. He doesn't have an ocarina though. Oh, wait, actually he does, even though he never got one. He gives it to her, and then she insists that this is what's best for him. She's going to send him back to his childhood, back in time to when he was younger, which was literally like 5 minutes ago. He tries to tell her no, but it's too late. She plays a tune on the ocarina to mock him, just like the wolf in Puss in Boots does. Link is infuriated by this, but it's too late. He's being sent back to his childhood that he always hated. Our story closes out with everybody in the entire world except Link partying and getting super wasted without him. And that is how our story comes to an end. Actually, no, it ends on a good note. He meets a younger version of his future wife, and instead, he can marry her when she's younger. Wait, that sounds bad.